There we go. Okay. Hi everyone. It's been a while. I have not done one of these in a very long time, and there's a part of me that feels like I should do the thing that rappers do when they haven't released anything in a while. Be like, oh, you thought I was done? Like you thought I quit? Nah, brah. Like I can't quit this game of rapping. Uh, critics think I'm done, but I'm not. Uh, so I think I got all the talking like a rapper out of the way. Yes, it has been a while since I have done a Nat Drinks and Talks About stuff. There's a good reason for that. You'll notice that the background is different because the last time I did this was not the background of such a video. I think I was still down in the basement last time I did one of these, which is a reflection of how long it's been since I've done one of these. Uh, I normally talk about things that are bothering me in my life, and uh, it's not that I don't have things that bother me in my life because my God, it's just a fucking mess right now. Uh, but I don't want to hurt the people in my life either. So I feel a certain responsibility to not talk about things that are bothering me at any given time because I uh, want to maintain good relations with the people in my life. So because I haven't done one in such a long time, and I'm doing one now because I drank a lot tonight. In preparation for doing this, I feel like a middle school girl giving a hand job for the first time. I'm like, oof, I better drink up for this awkward situation. Uh, I just to like ease back into the waters of doing one of these, I figured let's not talk about anything in my life. Let's not talk about the uh, situations that I get myself into and the people that I care about and all that nonsense that's just better reserved for private conversations over lunch like I normally do. Let's talk about, and it's been at this point, it's been a while since it's happened, but I still feel the need to talk about it, and I'm drunk, and let's talk about it. So let's talk about the Walking Dead season finale, shall we? For people that don't watch Walking Dead, just turn it off now because there's absolutely no reason for you to be watching my response to the Walking Dead finale. For those of you that watch, buckle the fuck up because we gotta talk about this finale, man. It's been a few weeks. I watched it. I reflected on it. I felt angry watching it. I've only gotten angrier since I watched it. Uh, but now I'm drunk. It's 1:30 in the morning. Let's talk about the Walking Dead season finale. Uh, I have been watching The Walking Dead since the very beginning, and not in a I saw those on Netflix and I watched it type situation, but I've been watching the episodes since they've been airing. So, this being the sixth season, I have been watching the show for 6 years. Uh, I've watched it when Frank Darabont, that can't be a last name, can it? When the guy who wrote and directed Shawshank Redemption created this show, I have been watching it since then, season one. Season one was 6 episodes, and so on and so forth, and here we are now. Uh, so I've been watching the show for a long time, and I've been a fan of the show, and I have read the comic books. Once I heard this was going to turn into a TV show, I said, "Let me find out what the deal is with the show." I bought the comic books. I was like, "Holy shit, this is a great show! This is a great comic. I can't wait for the show." Based on how much I enjoy these comics. Uh, so I was someone who was uh, knew what was going to sort of happen based on what I read from the comics. They show the prison. I go, oh shit! Here comes the prison. Shit goes down in the prison. Governor shows up. I go, oh shit! Here's the governor. Read about him. She's about to get crazy. Governor showed up. Uh, things like that. I can't do the whole Game of Thrones. Well, I read the book, so I know blah, blah, blah thing. But a comic book with pictures to entertain me. I was like, yeah, I read a comic book with pictures. It's like 20 words a page. I fucking got this. So I got to be a little bit of that person with the TV show where it's like, well, I see where this is headed. Uh, so as a person who's read the comic books, for the most part, you watch the TV show and you go like, oh, well, I was reading the comic, and then you just kind of resolve the situation instead of dragging it the fuck out. And that happens once, and you go, well, that was a fucking misstep on the part of the people that make this show. Like, clearly, you make a mistake, and let's talk about all of us in life. Let's step away from the TV show for a second. You make a mistake in life, and you go, oof, I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Now I can sit here and tell you that I have made a mistake and then made that mistake over again and not learned from my mistakes the way that I should have. Uh, but I'm little me over here drinking my drink, and now that I mentioned it, thinking about those mistakes, and God, what terrible mistakes I made. But I'm not a writer on a very popular TV show. I'm not the showrunner of a popular TV show. Uh, Mistakes that happen that are learned from, that should be a thing. So when we get to let's bring them back a little bit for a second. The prison. They're at the prison. And the season 3 finale is upon us. And I'm thinking to myself, everyone is going to be blown away by this episode because in this episode, everything hits the fan, just like it did in the comics. Governor attacks, Governor gets killed, Lori gets killed, Judith gets killed. This is what happens in the comics. The person sitting next to me, who is my brother, person sitting next to me is about to be fucking blown away by this finale because they're going to do the things that they did in the comic books. And then they take some very incredible, what would have been an incredible episode. They're like, let's stretch this out a little bit. Let's not pull the pin on that grenade just yet. Let's drag this fucker out. So that's what they did in the season 3 finale. Should have been Governor attacking, Governor gets killed, all this other shit, Judith, Lori, let's do that thing. None of that happens in the season 3 finale. Instead, drag it out. Do we have great episodes? Sure. Because eventually the governor does come back. He comes back after 2 episodes of his backstory to show that the governor is a bad guy. Because all the shit happens, and he gets sent away from Woodbury, and he finds these other people, and you have these episodes that bring up the question: has the governor changed? And then they show that he has not changed. He's still a terrible person. You go, oh, well, that wasn't really important to show that because all those episodes did was show that he has not changed as a person. So that's pointless. Those are pointless episodes. I will never watch those episodes again. It was a waste of time. Flashback episodes to show that a character hasn't changed is fucking pointless. That's not just a lesson that I'm passing on to the Walking Dead writers. It is a lesson that I'm putting on to every writer of every TV show ever. Doing 2 flashback episodes to show that a character hasn't changed, it's worthless to everyone. So that's what they did in season 4, if I'm not mistaken, was 2 flashback episodes for the governor to show he hasn't changed. Great, awesome. There's 16 episodes a year. 2 of them were pointless. So now we get to the prison. Governor has captured Michonne. He's captured Herschel. Let's let's go back now to what we have been waiting for a very long time, is the governor showing up at the prison. He shows up at the prison. I go, holy shit, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. He kills Herschel. And I go, yeah, like this is a big fucking deal. We love Herschel with the beard and the what's going on back there? But he has this is ridiculous, but he has great advice. We love Herschel. He lost a leg, he's stumbling around. Good for you, man. Good for you. Uh, so this is so here we are in season 4, and we go lesson learned. They know not to drag the shit out. This is great. And here we are at the end of season 6. The show has been on for 6 years. A younger, thinner Nat started watching the show, and here he is at 30 watching the show. A little, this, like, that's gotta go. But now he's older and he's watching the show. Drink break. So here I am watching the finale. And this is someone who's read the comic books in regards to what I'm about to see. Negan, great fucking character. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who has been in a shitload of stuff that I've seen over the years. Watchmen, Supernatural, other things. Not Grey's Anatomy. I mean, by that I mean he was in Grey's Anatomy, I think. I've never seen Grey's Anatomy, so I don't fucking know. But he's a great actor, solid actor. The news pops up. You're on the internet. You know what I'm talking about. You're on the internet. News pops up. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been cast as Negan. You go, that's fucking perfect. Good job, guys. Way to get the fucking right person for the role. Proud of you, buddy. So you think about those things of like, oh man, when he shows up, it's gonna be great. All you have to do is not fuck up in a very obvious way of fucking up. Anyone on the street, these are not people that have gone to any sort of English writing class. These are not people that know how to break an episode. These are not people who talk about how they're a writer or any chance to get. They're just common folk people and will tell you, don't drag this shit out. If your entire season is about, well, they do these half season bullshit things. But if your entire half season is about how crazy it's gonna be when this guy shows up, the last thing you want to do is fucking drag that shit out again. We've talked about this. You're not gonna make that mistake again. You learn from your mistakes. You're just gonna fucking hit it balls to the wall, right? You're gonna hit it. You're gonna hit it balls to the wall, guys. You're not gonna drop the ball on this. You're gonna hit the ball to the wall. And you have an extra long episode. You have all this extra time. So even if you do stretch it out in the episode, you get to still end the episode the way it's supposed to be ended. Let's should there be a spoiler alert thing down here? I don't give a shit. Spoiler alert. In the comic books, Negan shows up and immediately beats Glenn to death. Just fucking, he takes a baseball bat and he beats him to death. And his eye pops out. And it's fucking brutal. Because you've known Glenn for a long time. As someone who's watched the TV show, I've known Glenn for 6 years. We like Glenn. As a guy, I say Glenn's a great character. Girls are like, fucking Glenn is like the hottest like Asian dude ever. It's, the bar's low, but good for you, man. You do the best you can with a beard. It's tough. So in the comic books, Glenn is beaten to death, and it's fucking crazy. And they say that for the 100th episode of the comic. And you go, all this makes sense. This is not comic 100. We talked about it. In comic 101, we see the resolution. Comic 100 is Glenn being beaten to death with a baseball bat by our new villain. Good job by everyone who writes a fucking comic book. Robert Kirkman, Invisible Hat, off to you. Now we come to the TV show. This is a very uh, uh, high-rated TV show, which is something that I realize that I don't really get into is high-rated shows. I don't give a fuck about Big Bang Theory. Those nerds don't represent me in any way, shape, or form. So why the fuck would I want to watch that? Other show, The Voice. I don't, I honestly don't even know what else gets high ratings. I can't give you more examples. But The Walking Dead is a very high rated show. It pulls in crazy numbers and it does very well for AMC. And I feel that those numbers uh, dictate what happens on the show. If The Walking Dead was a low rated show that never knew every season if they were going to come back for another season, and goddamn, do I watch a lot of shows that don't know if they're coming back again. So they just throw it all out there because they don't fucking know. They say this might be our last episode. Let's just throw it all out there. An invisible cap to you, TV writers. Go all out there. So let's go back to what happened in the season 6 finale. Rather, what didn't happen? What should have been a main character on the show dying, being beaten to death with a baseball bat, was a cliffhanger until October. We don't know who was beaten to death by a baseball bat, and quite frankly, at this point, I don't care anymore because they dragged it out. Uh, if they had shown me who was beaten to death, who died, I'd be watching the premiere in October, but they didn't. So they lost to me. I straight up said to friends, people who know that I'm a man of my word, I said to them, I said, if they do not kill someone in the finale, I'm just going to stop watching. And then they didn't kill someone. I mean, it's like they did kill someone, but we don't know who it is because they dragged out. If The Walking Dead was a low rated show, they would have shown who it was. But it's not. It's a very popular show. And they're counting on having a very big premiere in October. And I feel that the high ratings of the show uh, dictate what happens on the show. And that makes absolutely no sense to me at all. Uh, if it was a low rated show, they'd be like, this might be our last episode. Like, let's fucking do this thing, and they would have killed someone. It's high rated. They want to have a big premiere. So AMC or whoever else is like, listen, you can't kill anyone because hypothetically, like if you kill Daryl and the women would riot, they're not, and they say they're not going to watch the show anymore, and we lose the ratings. Uh, and then our premieres is lower than any of our other premieres, and that hurts the whole system. So we gotta base what happens in the episode based on ratings instead of writing. I think that there's got to be good writers on The Walking Dead. They gotta be. They gotta be smart. They gotta know how to type. These are smart motherfuckers. They know better, but someone was forced a hand somewhere behind the scenes that led to us not seeing who was beaten to death. It doesn't have to be Glenn, but we have to see someone that we care about die, and we have to see that eye pop out. And it's brutal and it's awful, but we need to see it because it's The Walking Dead, and terrible fucking thing happens to people that we care about. That's the point of the show. You take that away, what the fuck is the point? So Nat, who drinks and talks about stuff, is not going to watch the premiere because I don't give a shit anymore. I cared I care about the show, I care about the people, but I don't care anymore because, let's dive into something else unrelated to the Negan thing. These characters who you used to care about and used to care about the decisions that they made are now making decisions based on how to get to point A to point B. Here's the difference between a great show and an average show. Your average show, the writers get in a room and they say, here's what our finale is going to be. What decisions do the characters have to make to get us to that point? This is what we want to do. This is what we want the showdown to be. We just need to have our characters do things that will lead to this. A fucking great show, and they're out there, just says, what are our characters going to do? Let's throw this curveball at them, but the character, like it's they're locked in as to who they are. They're locked in as to what they do. So if we throw this curveball at them, we have to say that what they do is based on who they are as people, and not they're going to do something totally out of character for the sake of getting us to point B. Walking Dead is a show that very much says, here's our point B, which will be resolved in the season premiere. So let's have characters do whatever they fucking have to get to that point. A great show says, our finale is entirely based on what these characters would do. Hats off to you, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, countless other great fucking shows that are out there that stay true to the characters and make you care about them because you never see them go off the rails for the sake of we got to get to point B. We decided what point B was at the beginning of the season and we just need our characters to fucking get there and whatever. It makes it hard to watch a lot of mediocre TV when you have some shows that are doing the great thing that they have to do, and then other shows that decide what point B is and make the characters do it. You can tell the difference when you're watching the show. I'm not going to list all of them, but god damn, some characters act fucking stupid for the sake of getting to point B. So, Walking Dead, I'm not going to watch it anymore because it turned into a show that was about getting to point B instead of who the characters were. Let's talk about Carol. Carol was one of the best characters on television. You have this woman who used to be an abused wife, turn in and a mother, turn into something else. It was an organic change because her husband died, her daughter died, and she turned into something else. She turned into a killer to protect the people who were still left. She wanted to contribute to this new family that she had, and she made decisions that were unpopular with the group for the sake of keeping them alive. That's what season 4 Carol was the person who would kill people for the sake of keeping the group alive. People were sick. She didn't want disease to spread. She killed them. Crazy girl is killing people. She kills crazy teenage girl because she knows it's for the best. Let's fast forward to season 6 Carol. She decides that she doesn't want to kill anymore. This came out of fucking nowhere. Is it because you had a character who was fucking great, but you didn't really have anything for her to do, so you decided that for the sake of having something for her to do, you would throw this curveball where she doesn't want to kill anymore? Okay, so let's talk about what Carol did. Carol decided to leave the safety of Alexandria to go out on her own in an attempt to not kill people. She was in a safe place. She didn't want to kill people, so she left the safe place where she was to not kill people. So she left and she walked. She didn't walk. She drove a car. She took a car. She drove 2 miles, 3 miles. She went a very short distance and immediately killed like 5 people for the sake of staying alive. Which begs the question. Question. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. The observation, if you had stayed where you were, you would have killed less people. So why the fuck did you leave Alexandria? So you have all these people leaving Alexandria for various reasons for the sake of getting them out of Alexandria because Alexandria is safe. And you can't have your characters there because you need to have the showdown at the end. If everyone was smart, everyone was doing what would make the most sense, you can't have your finale. And your finale is that Negan shows up and he kills someone, but we don't know who. You decided that your finale is Negan kills someone and you don't know who. What is the best way to get the most characters there who could be potential victims? So Carol just leaves because she doesn't want to kill anymore. And ends up killing more people as a result. What the fuck? And then people go after her because they want to find her, and they get caught up in the whole Negan thing. What the fuck? And Daryl leaves because he's upset about Denise getting killed, and then other people go after him. So all these characters who used to be smart enough to not leave left because we all need to get to point B. We decided what point B was. How do we get to it? Characters doing stupid fucking things? So be it. Let's fucking go. So why am I not going to watch The Walking Dead anymore? Because it stopped being a show about characters who I cared about, Carol, and it started being about characters trying to get from point A to point B for the sake of getting high ratings. I will gladly watch shows that get low ratings. The Americans, which is fucking fantastic, by the way. I will gladly watch low-rated shows that are making decisions based on ratings over The Walking Dead. Life is too short, and this is in a non-zombie apocalypse type situation. Life is too short to spend your life watching TV shows that have characters make their decisions based on getting from point A to point B instead of staying true to themselves. I've been talking about this for a very long time, and I'm just, this is me washing my hands of it. I said to my friends, if they don't kill someone in the finale, I'm not gonna watch. They didn't kill someone, I'm done. It was a ploy to get higher ratings for the premiere, but you lost me. You fucking lost me. So, sum up to any TV writers that are obviously watching this in hopes of learning something about how to be a TV writer, act every season like it's your last. Just go balls to the wall. And if you get that next season, great. But go into it with a fresh start. Go into it like we didn't know this was going to happen. Like, let's find something fresh. Whatever your best idea is, just use it because you don't fucking know what's around the corner. There could be someone waiting for you with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. It's on your fucking way home from the fucking writers' meeting. So, whatever great ideas you have for a TV show, let's use it now. Bang that shit out. Murder someone we care about. And then I'll be back for next season. But Walking Dead, because you chose not to do that, I am fucking done. I'm going to watch some other shows. So, first one back. I gotta cut this down because I've been a while. But if I don't, hashtag you're drunk when you pick it upside down. Let's fix that. This has been another episode of Ned Drinks and Talks About Stuff. And unlike The Walking Dead, I plan on doing another one of these before October, motherfucker. So I applaud anyone who watched all 29 minutes of this if you care about The Walking Dead, and if you haven't, again, turn it off. But anyway, this has been another episode of Ned Drinks Talks About Stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and